great grandma Ernestine Schatz. She was 13 when she wore this outfit 70 years ago.
70 years.
If you want to do the math, you can find it. Anyway, we found a badge in this book that was exactly like this one.
That's the only one, though.
What's it called?
Model citizen.
Yeah.
I think I just called it citizenship at that one time, at that time.
Did you read through the requirements? Were they?
Yes, it was in a little book about the size of a little paperback novel that we have now, about that size of the Girl Scout book was. And my sister and I carried it around and we studied it and we looked through, like Gally and probably you girls do, to find out which badges we could work on and which ones we could get and so on. And I don't remember all of them. But I told them about over here, I was a Girl Scout for 3 years. I didn't miss any attendance. And I was in the Daisy Patrol. And my pen, turn the side, over here, the other side. And I was a patrol leader. And I was a scribe of the troop. And I think this was our first class badge at that time, as I remember. I suppose this is a symbol. And this was a uniform my mother had made, too, so.
Wow.
I think we could buy, probably couldn't afford it, and when two of us had to have one, why she could buy the material, and it was a real uniform material, and make it.
How does it feel, Alex?
Normal.
Normal.
I would hope cotton.
She does look like she feels normal, and it does, she, compared to what your uniform is today.
And she had first aid, like we did. We had first aid, and she had a first aid badge, but it's different.
Why don't you walk around with the ones that you've pointed out? Why don't you show to them?
What do you mean, right here?
Yes, come show them.
Yes.
So they see it up close.
And what's that one you're pointing to?
First aid.
It's first aid. And what? Show how it looks now.
That's first aid.
It looks more like the leader uniform now.
I wondered if it did. The leader's uniform didn't look very much like that. Because as I remember, we didn't wear shorts, we didn't wear jeans. You know, even to school. Everybody wore dresses. Or skirts and blouses.
I wish I still had one.
I just happened to find them in my trunk. And when I came last year and I showed it to her Brownie Scout group, I couldn't find it at the parade.
Daisies.
But Daisies last year? Excuse me, you're Brownie now. You're what are you now?
Junior.
Junior Scout.
This one was a badge camp together. It looks way much different. Had fire.
There are a lot of different names. You have much variety, I think, now. I know we had one that's, there are double keys on there that we call the housekeeper badge because it's the keeper of the house. And there's what's the symbol for a doctor?
It's like a staff.
Yes, and that's on there, but I have no idea. I can't remember. Have no idea what it is. And then there are a few other things I remember. There's one hammer and nail, and I know I got a carpenter's badge. And I went swimming, but I can't remember what the swimming badge was because I worked out I'm from New Mexico. This was in a little town of Hobbs, New Mexico. How many of you know where New Mexico is? Up beside Texas, between Texas and Colorado. And it was, we didn't have swimming pools at all in this little town that long ago. And I had to learn to swim in a great big earthen tank where the cattle drank their water from. And there was all this mossy green stuff in there. But even to this day, I haven't learned how to put my nose underwater because I didn't like swimming in that water. So I had a rough time learning to swim. And we did a lot of things. I'm taking your turn here. We did a lot of hiking out on the mesa, out in the sand hills. We didn't have hills. There were not a lot of trees. But a tree was it was sort of desert. And a tree was really something special. If there was a tree, we could walk out to and have a picnic. But a lot of the outdoor was outside. I did get maybe I'll help. What did we decide this one was?
Oh, it's in the book. It's a reading.
Oh, reading. I love to read, and so that's an I here. Okay, you want to talk about it? Okay.
Outdoor fun was this badge called, and it was, where is it? Right there. It kind of looked like a cooking thing. Door. And it, you did stuff up. Zora here and did stuff up. Whatever. Doors. So, kind of looks like a hand.
Scouting was fun though, and I know I've run for about 4 years, and then while she's running around, and then I also did some scout work when I was in college, and then I went away to teach out of this little town where I was, and when I came back to teach in this town, well, this was when I moved to Albuquerque. I was a scout leader there, and I had a troop of about I think 10 or 15, and they were just 12 to 14-year-old girls. So, and then after that, when I was older and graduated from college and was teaching school, I was dietitian at a Girl Scout camp for 2 or 3 years. So I've had a lot of scouting, but I have no daughters. And so I have to depend on my granddaughters, and I have 2 granddaughters, and 2 great-granddaughters. So they will have to carry on the Girl Scouting.
Ollie's doing a wonderful job there.
But it is something nice. I had 4 boys who were, 3 of them were Eagle Scouts. Jim was an Eagle Scout, and 2 of his brothers were Eagle Scouts.
Okay. The I is reading and looking for pages.
And then the one beside it down there is scholarship.
Good grades. All her teachers had to write an essay or something. Tell her she had good grades and she got a badge. Easy.
Your teacher said to write an essay and you got a badge.
Well, they had to write a letter to the
Something
scout
like
leader.
that.
I write a letter to the scout leader saying that I was on the honor roll.
And then sewing.
And I ended up being a sewing teacher. Sewing economics teacher in junior high and high school.
Home or something.
Housekeeper.
Housekeeping.
I made the beds.
Do you remember for the badges, if there was a certain amount of requirements that you had to do for?
I don't remember. There were certain ones. Yes, there was a list, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you had to fulfill all of the requirements. This photographer, that was an interesting one. It's an old-fashioned, for a pedestal, the tripod thing.
And then this we could not figure it out at all. Like with 2 snakes and I guess a ring or something.
And then the iron we knew.
So not a lot of people do.
They had to recreate some new ones because you don't have them anymore.
That's what I told her.
Obsolete.
Take it out of the dryer and hang it on a hanger.
That's right.
Now, I have the green scarf, but we had to be very careful to tie our scarves in the square knot. And then the traditional, go get the green scarf out. But I know this had to go around our neck.
There's a hole in it.
Well, sure. But it had to come around and hang down and under your collar and be careful to tie it in a square knot. And then it hang down. Did I get a square knot? Yes, it did. Can't always tell, but you have to be very careful to do that. But I think this one.
And now I think the adults wear some of those on their leader uniforms. Their scarves.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you ever camp with them?
Did I ever camp?
Yes.
Yes, we did some camping. We went to a Girl Scout camp. Now, as a young girl, we didn't have a camp. The girls couldn't afford at that time to go to camp. But later on, we did like cooking out on the mesa. And I was telling, I think, her group that, and maybe some of you have done that. We had what we call a number 10 can, that great big can, gallon can we call it. And you cut a little hole in the front of the can, and you stick twigs in there and build a fire, and then grease the top of the can, and we'd make pancakes on that.
It seems to be kind of true.
No, it was on there. That was
Would you like to go camping with us next year?
And the other thing I was telling Daisy about, we made bags. I bet you made. What is it you make with the marshmallows and the S'mores.
Chocolate.
I know you've all made s'mores, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
And someone's telling me they make them in sun s'mores. One of the Daisy groups is telling you to make it sun s'mores. They put it in the chocolate out there and let the chocolate melt in the sun. But anyway, we made what we call bags of gold. And the camp leader took a great big Dutch oven. Do you know what a Dutch oven is? A great big heavy iron skillet. Okay, not skillet, a pot with a heavy iron handle. And she would pour 2 or 3 cans of tomato soup in that, and each of us would have a brown paper bag, sack, what do you call it, bag or sack? I call it sack, bag. And then we'd have a little bit of, we had to mix up our own Bisquick, but now you would use Bisquick and have it in there, just add a little bit of water and stir that, make a ball, and put inside of that a rolled ball, a cube of Velveeta cheese. And you pat it in there, then you drop it into the tomato soup, and it puffs up like a big dumpling, and there's chopped the cheese in the middle melts. We call it bags of gold.
And did you make that lanyard?
Interesting.
And you made that lanyard yourself? Yeah. They were fun.
Allie, you have to write this stuff down so we can try it out on our camping trip. Don't let Grandma leave until you get all this written down. We got a camping trip coming up. We got to try some new stuff.
I'll bring the Velveeta.
Yes,
Did you have to wear your uniform to every meeting?
yes.
How often did you go to meetings?
We had a meeting once a week. And I don't remember what
See
day
how
it was.
lenient we are?
How often do you have?
Once a
Well,
week.
we have it once a week, but we don't have to wear the uniform.
Oh, you don't, no, we all wore uniforms. And then we occasionally, lived in a rather small town. We would, if there was a parade, like a fireman's parade or anything, we wear our uniforms. And then there was always a Girl Scout Sunday when we all wear them to church on
2
that.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we happened to meet in the Methodist church, and so we met there. Everybody, all the girls who could come, came to that. If you like, yeah. Yes?
Did you guys ever do the communication practicing with the flags?
The what now?
The certain flag movements?
Oh.
Communication?
Yes.
Yes, I remember doing that, sure. Morse code, sort of, or with the,
Simple questions.
yes, because we did that, sure. We didn't have cell phones like you girls have today, or walkie-talkies. Yes, we did do the Morse code.
They learned about that at the Julia Gordon Low House in Savannah last summer.
That's right, too, I heard that.
Mhm.
We did. Mhm. Someone else had a hand up. Yes.
This is about the uniform. Did you ever get really, really hot in it?
Yes.
I'm sure we did. We probably did not have a lot of meetings in the summer. I really don't remember, too long ago. I just don't remember. But I'm sure we did get hot, yes, because it is fairly warm.
You were in New Mexico, though. Like,
Yes.
It's not as hot there.
Not as hot as it is here. It was desert country, so it would not be as humid as it is here. It was more desert.
Yeah, because we went there last summer. and it
Where you?
wasn't- And it wasn't, we stopped in Albuquerque.
Oh, Albuquerque.
And it wasn't very warm. It was actually quite pleasant.
Because it doesn't have like a lot of.
And actually, Albuquerque is where I did my teaching and my leading of the Girl Scout troops. It was in Albuquerque. So I had moved there when I went to finish college. Then I taught in another little town that's somewhere along the Southern Pacific Railroad called Carrizozo. I saw something in Carrizozo in the paper not too long ago, which nobody ever knew. It's a little railroad town, but it was an interesting place. So, any other questions? You've been a very interesting group. It's been real nice for us to talk to you. And Allie did a good job of finding out about various things. She was nice enough to model, which I thought was nice. Yes?
What type of cookies did you guys have?
We only had, what do you call it? Tree oil, that's the only one we had. And someone asked me how much they cost, you know, I don't remember.
$1.
Were they
Well, I said, all
For
the-
They could be, I remember them being 50 cents when I sold them.
Yes.
People told me that they
Did you sell?
they sold it for a nickel and they had to bake them themselves.
No, we didn't do that. They were.
Did you sell?
And you know, I may be mixed up with my days as a scout and my days as a leader too, because it's kind of, you know, you don't have to get up.
Did you sell the peanut butter oatmeal?
No, the only ones we had were the tree floats.
That's all.
They're the only ones, and I
You
don't.
had like no variety at all.
No variety whatsoever. And we didn't, and I think all the money went to the troop too. I don't think there was any case, I heard Ellen talking about you each earn some money with what you sell for camping or whatever you do. And I didn't, there was no chance of that, well, after all. Out of 70 quarter or 50 cents a box, and I don't really remember what it was.
Then everybody ran around with you.
No.
That was
It's
a lot
like,
of money back then.
yeah, it's still like it is $3.50.
All I can say is we would never let the girls have a whistle now.
What, did you have a quiet symbol?
Only lifeguards have whistles.
Did I call?
Did you have a quiet symbol
Like
with
the
the
visual-
hand raised?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we had the same symbol that you do, and I noticed, no, this was the daisies, it was a little bit different than, I think probably, when you have your circle and say your promise or anything tonight, I'll see if it's the same. Mhm. No other questions? Thank you for listening.
Thank you for coming.
I appreciate it.